we're sharing the commentary. So this is your one now.
This is my.
Yeah. Do you have a cable? So I have an XLR cable.
I do. If you want. I do.
If you want, you can put it as well.
Testing 1, 2. waters and historic cities. Malta is a perfect destination for sport, culture and relaxation. Visit Malta, a Mediterranean experience watching a life. Also on the same Becca, the Becca Trifecta weekend is coming to Sheffield from the 1st and 2nd of August. 3 challenges, 1 goal to prove your fitness. Can you do it? Make sure you sign up for the Becca Trifecta weekend. Thank you to both our match day sponsors and everyone else that has supported us. It's a big game coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure.
Well, it's a good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match between George Cross and the visiting Oakleigh Cannons, coming to you live from City Vista Decker Park, all thanks to NPL Victoria YouTube page. My name is Alex Sivkorowski, and joining me in the gantry is Katie Lambeski. Welcome to you, Katie.
Afternoon, I'd say afternoon, and good evening, I should say. Good evening, everyone. This is a huge contest, no two ways about it. A lot of the results around the grounds this round here in the NPL Victoria also raising the stakes for this one. For a reason, Geordie's amazingly looking to secure a finals campaign in their first season back in the NPL Victoria in the top flight. So many permutations. I find it so hard to split these two sides. Georgie's at home is always a formidable task, I think. And Oakleigh, I think they have the quality to see this out, but they're going to have to be really, really on their game to defeat this Georgie side. So looking forward to bringing this with you over the next 90 minutes or so.
Well, it's been a fantastic round of football here, and it continues on this evening. As we said, it is first versus 7th, and it's an almighty effort for the boys in red and white. They're facing the league leaders who are on a run, Katie. They are, I think it's a 13-game win streak at the moment. That win streak started when they played George Cross, would you believe? So can the team that started their win streak crash their win streak here tonight?
I can't see it happening. Honestly, I feel like Oakleigh are in very good form and in very, as you pointed out, they're good value to at least get a point out here today at an absolute minimum, and that will be their expectation. Like I say, they're going to need to be on top of their form to beat a persistent and brave, smart, but also rather attacking Georgie's side as well. So they've added some strengths to their squad as well through the late season transfer window, both sides, and we'll get into that as we go over the next 90 minutes. But it's again fascinating watch here tonight.
It definitely is indeed. Oakleigh in their all-white strip. We'll be kicking to the right of screen. George Cross in their red and white top with red socks. And it is Oakleigh that get us underway here in this round 19. The rounds are coming thick and fast, Katie. We're up to 19, would you believe, next week. We've only got 6 rounds left before we go into the finals.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous to think time flies when we have fun, and that's certainly what happens here in the NPL Victoria. Again, every game matters. I feel like we've been saying that for a long time, how close fought this NPL season has been here in Victoria. I expect this to be no different.
As we said, these two teams did face each other all the way back in round 6. It was a 2-1 win to Oakleigh Cannons. Adam Juratovic and Kingsley Sinclair scoring, and Leo Marzis for George Cross. So that was a real good battle that day. Could have gone either way. Fortunately for Oakleigh, it went their way, and as we said, they've gone on a 13-game win streak in the league, that is. They've obviously had that loss in the Doherty Cup to Brunswick Juventus, which ended their cup run. As Juratovic now against Maker. As we said, a couple of new signings for both these sides, as we'll get into it shortly as a build-up of play here, as Joseph Guest crosses deep, and that's gone long and wide, so no real pressure on Siciliano there. Well, It's been an entertaining round of football, Katie, as we've mentioned today. It started off Friday night. Green Gully winning back-to-back wins after almost going a year without winning. They somehow managed to muster up 2 in a row against Bentley, and coincidentally that ended George Kasakis' reign for Bentley Greens. Heidelberg 1-1 against Dinamore, as we'll get back to that now. Duratovic, he's onside. Cross is dealt with. Maker switches it out wide to Whiteley. It just needed to be a little bit more softer on that pass. And then we had Hume and Dandy City 0-0. Preston Avondale, what an all-time match that was. Avondale leading 2-1, entering into stoppage time, and Preston scoring 2 goals to end that 3-2 winners. So that was an almighty effort. And I think Melbourne City won 3-0 against Altona Magic there. So City continue their fine run. But it's this game here tonight, this last game of Saturday. We've got one more left to go tomorrow, South versus Dandy Thunder, Katie.
And that should be a case of South being quite academic and seeing off the Thunder. We know the travails and the challenges that the Thunder have faced, but this leaves tonight, this afternoon's results leaves tonight just so crucial, doesn't it? Oakleigh now have the chance to strengthen their grip at the top of the table. Whether they take it or not is another question, but also for Geordies, this also raises the stakes a little bit with Preston and Melbourne City winning. They're near the 6, they're there or thereabouts. So whether Geordies can find a way to win here tonight, that will alter the finals race as well, the finals calculations as well. So we've picked an absolute good one to be out here. Can Oakleigh do it on a cold night at Fraser Rise, on a cold Saturday night at Fraser Rise is the question.
Well, the fog that you're seeing is not fog, it's actually the souvlaki that's being cooked at the canteen. So no fog here in Fraser Rise. As we'll give you the lineups, we do apologise, a lot of info to bring to you guys today. So for George Cross, it's Michael Zuzidis, number 4, number 8, Nicholas Dibb, number 9, Hassan Jello, number 10, Leo Marzius, number 11, Joshua Whiteley, number 18, Luke Lofts, number 21, the new signing, Jack Pope, starts today. Number 23, Ross Vasiliadis. 25, Maker. Number 27, Altman Benatu. And in goals is Christian Siciliano.
Just quietly, Siciliano putting a case for goalkeeper of the year for the Golden Glove this year. The amount of points that he would have saved and earned Georgie's is almost incalculable at this point. He's been absolutely massive for the team this season. Vasiliadis needed to do really well there. He does exactly that, wins his battle, releases Marzi down the wing. Still going. Well marked and well handled there. Oakleigh will get a chance to reset.
We'll give you referees as well. Ross Clark in the middle of the park. William Samsa, Jackson Landy, Noah Langer, and Graham Moran. He's the man that's overseeing everyone here. So both teams just not really exciting the crowd as yet, you would say. They're both just sussing each other out, making sure to see where they can find the weakness at the moment. So it's definitely a bit of a cat and mouse game so far, Katie.
No doubt about it. Again, both teams just kind of feeling each other out, not wanting to give too much away. I feel like Oakleigh have had it on their terms in terms of possession-wise and the way that they've set up. Labib just putting on some pressure there. Oakleigh just trying to press and win back possession pretty quickly. Looks like the name of the game here. Got to be watchful of the transition, but Soutidis does exactly that. He's got some space to move here.
That's why you don't allow centre-backs to shoot at times. They definitely just get a little trigger-happy as they stream forward. They don't travel that far. But nevertheless, first real chance going to Michael Zoutidis, and you can just see shaking his head. He knows he can do better than that. As chance for Tom Manos, and we'll give you the Oakleigh lineup. Number 2, Brodie Boyce. Number 3, Connor Hampson. Number 5, Jacob Trapp. The captain, number 10, Joseph Guess. 11, Adam Duratovic. 14, Kingsley Sinclair. 15, Campbell Strong. Number 17, James Giorgio. Number 19, Labib. 21 is Tom Manos in goals, and Joseph Ford is 22, as just weren't able to get around their marker, as Oakleigh coming back the other way now. Labib coming across from the flanks, as Oakleigh now pushing forward, trying to get numbers. Oh, the shot comes off. Oh, it's taken a deflection and in. And it's Labib who gets Oakleigh the start. And it took a wicked deflection. It won't matter, Katie. It's gone in the back of the net. That's all that matters for Oakleigh.
The outcome is the same. That is a sweetly hit and sweetly timed shot by Labib. The amount of time and the amount of space, Georgies were all too keen to almost sit off him and just let him try to play a pass, but he took the chance to take the strike on. He makes Georgies pay. You cannot give him that time and space. The recruit of the season, he's right up there in terms of what Oakleigh have produced. What a moment in this game. That's exactly what Oakleigh were after. Just gives them the chance to work behind that lead and forces Georgies into a response here.
Well, that's his 7th goal of the season. Labib. No reaction from Chris Taylor. So now it's tasked to George Cross to respond. As you said, Katie, they left too much space for him there, and that's what he can do. He punishes you.
100%. Sweetly hit. I know it took a deflection, but again, the trajectory that it took and the pace and power that he hit that with, that's brilliant from the bib. They're looking to get a second here. They can sense a second in the offing. They want to push this advantage early on, push the pace, and just Georgies aren't quite able to keep up with it at the moment. They're just pushed back. They can't quite get forward with any real kind of consistency. Oakleigh's press and structure behind the ball as well is really giving them a platform, especially for the forwards to work into, and some opportunities presented themselves. What can they make of it here and now?
So Georgie's now tasked with trying to get back on equal terms, trying to avoid back-to-back losses. And that's what's, at this time of the season, you need every point you can get, especially now that a couple of teams below them and above them are starting to bunch up. You can be 1 week in the top 6, and next week you can be in 9th place. That's how close it is. There's a chance here for Connor Hampson. Plays it down the line, Juratovic. Just playing that left side of the field as Lofts could come away with it. Pope made the run. Too many players around him. Good work by Labib. He pinched it back. Lofts again. Whiteley goes back to Vasiliadis. Zoutidis. Bernardo allowed it to run. He's just had to pump the brakes a bit there. So could that wake-up call just get Georgies into the game here?
Settle, I think, is the call from the Georgies touchline, and that's, I think, a sound advice. They just need a decent spell of possession here. They go forward in the Hassan Jallo direction, but to no avail. They just need a bit more patience. Space opening up now for Oakleigh on the counter. It's that man, Joe Guest. Into the pocket it goes.
It's Labib. Squares it.
Oh,
good tackle by Zoutidis. Whiteley takes a deflection. Boyce. Lovely little dink over the top. That time, James Giorgio. So, very quick in transition here, Oakleigh. They don't want to settle on the ball. They want to get it moving. Catch George Cross out of space. Another ball over the top. Headed away by Bernardo. Pope rose for it. Falls for Maker. And just needed to be a little bit more better in possession there. Another high ball Maker. Straight up in the air, almost colliding with Dib. Good tackle in the end. Marzies, and it's going to be a George Cross throw. Opening minutes, Katie, just been all you could say Oakleigh so far.
You have to say so. Like in terms of the Geordies' perspective, I don't think they've been too deterred by falling back, but they need to find a way to get their front half involved, particularly the likes of Loftus and Marzi, who are on the flanks tonight, Whiteley as well as Hassan Jallo up top. So again, they have the firepower now, and I think they've done pretty well in terms of the off-season or the late-season transfer window as well. So they just got to make full use of that. Maybe it's just a case of just adapting to particularly Hassan Jallo's work on and off the ball as well. So interesting few moments playing out, but this is all Oakleigh at the moment.
Maker under the pump again is heavy touch from Dib. Guest. That's why he's one of the premier players in the league, Joseph Guest. As Bernardo sends it forward. Cello. Almost out-muscled there. It's Marzi's lovely touch by him. Goes wide. Whiteley now. He's got to take his man on. Bill Bibbs to cover. Whips in the ball. Pope. Recovers. Just too telepathic there as Maker cuts that one off. It was given away by Strong. Bernardo. Another long ball into the box. Free header from Ford. Guest comes away with it to Labib. Just ball over the top. Zoutsidis. All good run here from Labib. Over the top. And couldn't get there in time was Zavratovic as Pope quickly gets the ball going. Whiteley plays a long ball down the line to Jallo. It's going to be a big chase, but got it cleared that time as Jacob Track recovers.
Lost the ball in the box and you have to recover it is the direction from Eric Vassiliadis, excuse me. Again, Geordies just need to tighten up on just I guess even the second balls, the transition, they still look the goods for Oakleigh, but it's a long throw in to come.
Headed out, brought down by Lofts, and go back to Whiteley. On his right foot this time, cross comes in, headed back out to Whiteley again. Another cross, and that'll be a corner. So, first real set piece here for George Cross. Some interesting facts for you, Katie, about Chris Taylor. But he did play 179 games for George Cross from 1983 to 1989 and also coached them from 2003 to 2006. So a little bit of history there. Thank you to Victor George Cross as Marzi's. That time someone will find the ball at the front door. So Chris Taylor not coming back to Chaplin Reserve, but coming back to George Cross nevertheless.
Absolutely. What a story. That's a remarkable career he had at Georgie's, of course, and I'm sure he means still a lot to the club. I'm sure it still means a lot to him. He might have to put a few of those feelings aside while he manages his side from the touchline, his Oakleigh side from the touchline tonight. But yeah, Chris Taylor, great servant of the game here in Victoria, here in Australia as a whole as well. So fair play, and that's a fantastic start as well.
Might have to go into the bistro, just have a look at a few of the old photos there to see if you can spot him. There's Whiteley. Oh, you can hear Track clears, Dib, cuts it off, Marzies. You always notice three players around him, so that's where George Cross need to protect him a little bit better. And that's going to be a free kick to Oakleigh.
There was a decent spell of pressure in their forward half by Geordies, and just having the chance to get those repeat set pieces and push Oakleigh back just for a moment of time. But I don't know, every time Geordies seemed to answer the Oakleigh question, Oakleigh seemed to just quickly change the questions.
You just see Hassan Jallo just trying to get Luke Loftus to come up a bit.
Yep.
Just trying to get him to put that forward pressure. I feel like that's where Georgie's lack sometimes, and they turn it over. We seen it last week against Preston. They just turned it over from Siciliano, and every single time they went forward in the final third, it was just a simple wait for the ball, and it appeared to them. So they need to plug that with, I think, with Jack Pope coming in that middle central role. There'll definitely be one player there, as Bernardo has to go back to Zoutsidis, and got a bit of space for him. Goes sideways to Brasiliatas. Labib, good cut off there. Zoutsidis, so he didn't get a clean header. Labib. You can hear the defence of Oakleigh just letting know they've got time. As Labib again, cross into the box, and that time Dib has to take one. So it's a corner here for Oakleigh Cannons.
Of course, Dib and Pope, the midfield duo for Georgie's this evening. I like the addition of Pope. He hasn't quite had the chances at South Melbourne. I think that's why he's here, just for game time and just to help Georgies bolster their midfield stocks. I'm interested to see how that connection develops, but he's going to have an important role. I think they're getting outnumbered at the moment here in that midfield battle are the Georgies.
So corner here for George Cross now. Cross comes in, it's deep, looking for. It's going to be a goal kick there, so.
We've already had an Olympico this afternoon here in the NPL. In the women's, of course, almost on par there. Landing on the roof of the net, couldn't quite get there, but I admire the attempt nevertheless.
Some really good goals in the NPLW this season, and I've seen some good goals as well from the men, so great to see both men's and women's scoring some fantastic goals. Jello, good work that time by Brody Boyce, just stood like a brick wall. They go back to Siciliano, trying to get that extra number in defence, allow the wing backs to go forward. It's Bernardo down the line. It's again too telepathic there, it's simple. And going forward now is the Cannons. Juratovic waiting for it, but good work there as Leo Marzi's, Bernardo there has to recover.
They just continue to press really well, and I think that's the biggest difference. Whenever Georgie's try to mount some forward momentum, they're not able to lock it in. Whenever Oakleigh do, the way that they structure up behind the ball is just so methodical. There's such control over these proceedings at the moment. You got Joe Guest through the middle, particularly anchoring that between defence and attack really well. He's all class, as we know. Juratovic onto this one now.
Good chance here for Juratovic. Brings it down. Back out. Pope trying to break away. Oh, Jallo just took a tumble at the wrong time, and Oakleigh again, it's a Guest getting involved. He has that ball on a string at the moment. Lovely ball in, it's Guest now. Georgie's trying to get numbers behind. Cross comes in, it's a high, deep ball. Labib, great control. Brings it back out. Chance. Oh, Siciliano off the crossbar. Oh. Luckily, he got a hand to that one, Katie. That could have been easily 2-0.
He needed to step up there. He needed to be on point. Christian Siciliano, he keeps it out, saving Georgie's at the back, as he so often has done. This is looking really ominous, though, for Georgie's. Oakleigh look like they have come correct. They have prepared perfectly, and this pressure is starting to tell. As you can see, just these basic turnovers, just silly mistakes are creeping into the Georgie's game. Bernardo there pinned back. He's had a bit of a torrid night so far. That's it. Oakleigh again with a chance to further turn the screws. Can they find a second?
Make it there, just making it too easy for the Cannons. Really just, if in doubt, just go long. Instead he's put it in a very tight position. Labib just moving from wings. And good work there from Labib. He gets it into the box. Whiteley has to clear, and it'll be another throw here for the Cannons. Just the pressure they're applying to George Cross is really Very similar to last week against Preston Lions. As the cross comes in, chance here, trying to get a shot off that time. Ford has to go back. He finds Giorgio in the middle. Joe Guess, ample space, a little dink over the top. Labib just skids off the pitch that time, and it will be a goal kick.
Again, the longer this continues, the more mistakes will creep into the Geordies game. Even the experience of Maker, just silly passes, silly turnovers. And like I mentioned, Otman Banhadu just pinned back. That in turn puts pressure on Leo Marcy and Luke Loftus to double back and backtrack and really get pinned back as well. So Oakleigh particularly are controlling where this game is being played. And you've got to give credit to the Oakleigh forwards as well. Duratovic, the press leading from the front. Labib putting in a lot of work on and off the ball. Without that work rate, this press does not work and these mistakes don't happen. Long ball over to Jallo.
Good clearance there as Dib cuts it off. This is where they just need to enjoy a bit of possession now. Pope can go wide again. He does. Benatu, a bit of space in front of him. And just cautious approach there. Really had a bit of space for him to attack the ball. Ciliadis, Marzi's lovely little link-up play here. Ooh, just a bit too much that time as Marzi's overran it. Jallo putting on the pressure. You can see he's just looking around, just waiting for someone to help him out here. That's where Lofts just needs to stay up top a little bit more. Allow the midfield to do their bit as they go over the top with Brody Boyce. And Labib won't get there in time for a throw. "24 minutes played here at City Vista Decker Park. It's the Cannons leading 1-0. It's round 19 clash. Clearance that time by Tratt. Cleared. Tratt again, or not conventional, but still gets it to his tender target as Knowles. Sorry, Joe Guess, Knowles is on the bench. I mean, look at that bench, Katie. Joseph Knowles, Liston Diaz, Brandon Giaccarini, the youngster, and Matthew Miller, their new signing from South Melbourne, and also MacArthur as Zoutsidis heads that away. Straight to Labib. Played the 1-2. Labib. Cross comes in. Zoutsidis clears. Dib. Got to be careful now. Good pressure here from Oakleigh. On the edge of the box. Oh, Pope just got a toe in there, and luckily he did, as Joe Guess was waiting for it, licking his lips. Testing times here for George Cross. As we said, they can't afford to drop the game here.
It would just make their finals aspirations so much more harder to achieve, wouldn't it? Again, that Preston late winner from Naoki Suto further bolsters Preston finals credentials, and you know how aggressive they've been in the market as well, I'd say. So I can't see them slipping out of the six, but this is a chance still for Geordies to keep the pressure on. What a fantastic story that would be. Georgie's first campaign in the NPL Victoria ends in a finals campaign. That would be incredible. That would be incredible, but a lot still to come out in the wash. Can they find a way to get back here?
Still a long way to go. And Dib comes away with it. Jallo. Just absolutely bulldozed through there by Tratt. Home fans not happy. Cleared by Maker. Relieves the pressure a little bit. And again, just Oakleigh making it fun. They make it look easy, Kenny. Just they make it look easy tonight.
They really do. They really do. They know each other's games so well. And again, this transition forming Chance in the offing now, building up quite nicely here at Oakleigh. Guest on the ball.
Labib, overlapping run, but Vasiliadis puts it into Jello. Oh, given away now. Chance forward. Zoutsidis again. Diving header that time by Strong. Gets kept in. Oakleigh pushing hard for a second here. Guest almost gets tangled up. Good work by Dib now. Needs to go forward. Good running by Marzis. Needs help. Finds Pope. Benatu. If the scores stay this way, Katie, it just means that tomorrow's game between South Melbourne and Dandy Thunder is an important one, because if South win, they jump over Caroline Springs, George Cross, and they go into 8th spot, and then they've got Dandy City behind them as well. So it is a tight race for that 6th spot at the moment.
And honestly, if I'm being brave and in the predictions game, I reckon that 6 stays as is. But again, so much twists and turns to come, starting with here tonight.
Ball out wide. Giorgio. Back to Labib. Cross comes in low. Zoutsidis again. Marzis. Got to be careful. Goes back to Dib. So you reckon the top 6 is settled, Katie? Big call. 6 games to go.
I just can't see Preston dropping out in this form that they are. Avondale, Heidelberg particularly have set a really good running as well. I can't see them dropping out. Melbourne City may be the only question mark, but they answered that pretty well tonight, this afternoon with that defeat of Altona Magic. So, I don't know. I reckon the squad depth, I think, in those other teams is just above what others have. I know South Melbourne have strengthened, but they're going to have to rely on results elsewhere, so you don't want to be in that position of having to rely on other teams dropping games to make finals, and that's where South find themselves. That defeat to Gully might prove telling, as we have an injury here, an injury concern.
Yeah, just try to have a look at the replay here. So the throw I don't think there was much in that. Eric Vasiliad is not too happy.
This takes a moment, I think, just for... I think this might be a good moment for Caroline Springs George Cross to reassess a little bit. Bit of a delay here. I think it's to Kingsley Sinclair on the field in the hands... Not in the hands of the trainers even, he's just content just to be picked up there by Tommy Manos.
So Campbell Strong back on his feet. Wasn't much in that, so again, cold night like tonight at Fraser Rise. Any knock will definitely do it.
They'll just feel every little bit of it, won't they? Every challenge. There'll be some sore, heavy bodies tomorrow night. Or tomorrow morning, it should be said. The Ides of winter well and truly upon us.
So Oakleigh get us back underway. Zoutsidis again. Pope. Marzi's coming in to assist. Just gets out of trouble nicely. Another turnover there as Ford plays it into Labib. Oh, lovely flick on now. Chance for Juratovic. The offside flag is raised. So, despite that goal, things have settled down a little bit, but it's more so is Oakleigh really haven't put their foot down, Katie. It just seems like they're just content with what they have got now, and then when they get that chance, they're able to just go to that next level.
They just need that final ball, that final touch, I think, just to get them through and to break that Georgie's defence. Again, as a back four, I rate that Georgie's defence. I do. It's just what's falling down in front of him that's just putting repeat pressure. Tsitsides never afraid to make a forward step either into midfield, so I rate that from him. Maker. Great man marker, particularly strong as well. Smart in the way he leads that defence. So it's a good back four, as you see there. Siciliano, as we mentioned, elite at this level. So what can they need their teammates in front of them to help lift it. Tsitsides there locked up with Juratovic. He wins the battle there.
It'll be a big task for Juratovic trying to take on Tsitsides, but nevertheless, not afraid to battle. Adam Juratovic, 9 goals for the season so far. Oakleigh again. It's just as soon as they go past the halfway line, Katie, it seems like that George Cross really struggling.
And they look disjointed, I'm not going to lie. They look particularly unsure of where to move. And when you have that moment, a single moment of unassuredness, that blows back on you, to be honest. So they just need a bit more front foot decisiveness. Marzi, Lofts, Jallo, they all have that directness in their game. So we want to see a bit more of that. Josh Whiteley doing a lot of work on and off the ball too. So, again, they just need to link up a little bit more.
Tsitsides wins that battle maker. Now it just has to clear. Goes back to Siciliano. Going wide, and again, just a simple turnover that time. Siciliano's has kept it in. I'm not sure who was that to, but it's given away. Chance here for Oakleigh, still going forward. Cleared by Pope. Lofts now.
There you go.
Took a heavy touch. Jallo again. I just feel like that midfield is not really working. Luke Lofts just needs to push up a little bit more, allow Pope and Dib to really run that midfield battle. At the moment, Lofts just dropping too deep, and it's allowing Oakleigh to have that extra man in the middle of the park.
100%. The numbers are in Oakleigh's favour. Just every time that they, particularly through midfield, they tend to overpower and they tend to overwhelm teams or outnumber teams. I think it's just a case of upping the work rate. I'm not going to lie. It's just a case of being, again, too many spaces between the lines. They need to just work harder to get to fill those gaps too. That's just not helping, and it's helping the Oakleigh cause, no doubt about it. But Georgies, they just don't look cohesive. They look unsure at the moment.
So just having a look, a bit of a change here, as Nick Dib just slotting into that central defensive midfielder role. Pope making a run, brings it down. Vasiliadis, Labib. Cleared up field that time by Boyce. Maker. Jallo did well. Pope. Twisting and turning, but just too easy there as Ford comes away with it. Labib in the middle of the park is Guest. Oh, it's a lovely ball now. Siciliano got there first. It was a great run there by Kingsley Sinclair.
Shrugging off that injury concern, but that's a gorgeous pass from Labib. Hard run that is to track through the midfield as well. So Kingsley Sinclair, that's a brilliant run.
Tom Manos probably has some frostbites. Hasn't had a lot to do in this first half of the game, other than pick up his compatriot who got that early knock. But other than that, he's really hasn't had a lot to do. Ford. Trap. Good work from Vasiliadis. Pope. Getting shoved off the ball there by Giorgio. Yes. Shot comes off, and that one goes wide.
Eric Vassiliadis absolutely fuming there, making his displeasure known.
Well, hasn't been too happy over the last couple of weeks, that's for sure. Had his feelings known. And we won't talk about referees after today's game, will we, Katie? We'll just leave it there. Siciliano now needs to be careful. Zoutsidis. Pope. Lovely work now. Vassiliadis just has to go forward. Ball down the line and no communication there again. And that's going to be a goal kick for Oakleigh Cannons. "37 minutes played so far, Katie. This round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match.
Yep.
So it's really not a. We're expecting probably a lot more from both these sides, I would say.
I expected more from Geordies, to be fair, just in terms of, I understand it's a long season. I understand particularly now it's harder to compete against the teams with more resources, if you will. Bit of rain starts to come down here now as well, so it's making these conditions very tricky. May I say as well, Oakleigh have adapted to it very, very well on the road. It's a long road trip out from the southeast, as we know. A lot of space, too much space here for Oakleigh just to control the game, and Joe Guess is going to just enjoy this every time he does.
So still got time to get back in this game in this half as Oakleigh push on forward now. And eventually a call is made. Not much coming from the Oakleigh bench. Not that much comes out of it, Katie. They're very quiet. Chris Taylor, not a man of many words, but he's got this team purring along nicely here.
Very calm, very focused on the task at hand. And why wouldn't you be? A chance to go a full game clear in top spot is in Oakleigh's reach now. A fair bit of football left in this game, as we know, a fair amount of football left here, but on the current trends, Oakleigh look like they're going to see this very comfortably.
Labib going backwards and falls back to him again. Ball over the top, Zoutsidis and Juratovic. Vassiliadis did well. Dib going back to Siciliano. 5 minutes left to go for half time here in this round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match. He's just having a look at the field. There's no one in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, no one. Eventually Jack Pope comes in, but no one is there. We've got Vassiliadis tried to flick that down the line, but Ford just slipped over.
It's more often than not becoming a 3v2 in midfield in Oakleigh's favour, and I think that they're exposing that pretty well. I know Kingsley Sinclair as well has been fantastic in anchoring that midfield as well. Campbell Strong. There's unsung heroes that are keeping this Oakleigh team really ticking over and just allowing, I think, Chris Taylor's style or Chris Taylor's football to really come through here. So they just look like they have winners on every line and just controlling space. From Geordie's perspective, it looks like a 4-4-2. To be fair, two strikers up top, but it just looks completely isolated and the midfield looks completely overrun. Can Pope change that? It's a good pass sideways.
And you can just see Leo Marzi's, anytime he gets it, they really attack him, ensure that, and that's going to get called back for a foul. They know how dangerous he is, and they're just not allowing him to play his natural game. So Chris Taylor eliminating that threat. You can see Hassan Jello making the runs, just trying to get everyone involved here as guests. Allows it to run. Labib. This good work as guest Juratovic. This beautiful football here by Oakleigh Cannons. Shot comes It does take a deflection. It will be a corner here for the Cannons. 3 minutes left to go before half-time.
Georgie's fans still in good voice, and fair play to them. I'm sure it was a full day for many of them with the Socceroos, obviously at 4 in the morning. Let's not discuss the result right now, but again, the atmosphere is starting to build a little bit more. Just trying to urge their side on. And I think they need all hands at the wheel here as Oakleigh ready the corner.
Cross comes into the hot spot. It's cleared away. Whiteley hasn't really had much involvement in the game as Giorgio. Back to Hampson. He crosses it in. It's a good ball from Hampson. They're lining up, but it was too straight. And he's just too slow to get out of transition now. That allows the Oakleigh defenders just to come back. And that's been the difference between the two sides so far. Whiteley. Lofts. Little flick around, but Ford getting in the way. Still in play. Cleared as Pope. And that'll be a throw for the Cannons.
And to be fair as well to Oakleigh, defensively they haven't had too much to do, but every time they've been asked, Boyce, Hampson, Tratt, and even Joseph Ford as well at fullback, they've done very, very well at controlling the space and just shutting out any kind of momentum for Georgies.
Marzis, dip, back to Suitsides. They go to Siciliano. Oh, he found Whiteley there. Out wide to Jallo. Jallo gets around his marker. Coming back to help out, plenty of white shirts. Jallo just needs a bit of assistance. Got Dib in the middle of the park now. Oh, Dib just needed control. Good work by Pope. Out wide to Marzis. Marzis now on his left side. Little dink over the top, running in. Jallo! Oh. Just couldn't get the connection he wanted, but still going forward. The bib. Maker gets those long legs in the way. Good pressure here from Georgies now. Lofts back out to Marzis. And the bib just came out of nowhere, extended those legs. And Siciliano has got to make sure. Vasiliadis approaching almost a half-time. As he looks to go down the line, Jallo's got to make a big run as Trapp is also there. He clears. Dib. Good work that time by Labib, but Benardu cuts it off. Can Georgies get one before half-time here? And that's going to go in favour of Oakleigh.
It just stops that Oakleigh transition in its tracks. Bit of a cynical one, but nevertheless, that's much, much better from Georgie's speed on the ball. And that will also lead us into 1 minute of additional time as well. Our fourth official, Noah Langerak, confirming that for us. That's a bit of a warning shot. That's a bit of a warning shot for Oakleigh. They just can't afford to rest on their laurels. They need to be focused and continue to see this game out and play every ball on its merits. I think they've done pretty well at that so far. Fair play to Tommy Manos, keeping that ball out. Leo Marzi just going to show you why he's one of the form players in the comp this season, in the league this season. Brilliant bit of football.
That's a side, the difference between the top sides. They take their chances. There was a big chance for Jallo there. If you can just get a better connection, it's in the back of the net. We go to the halftime break, 1-1. There's a chance now for the Cannons. Good work that time from Maker. So we're almost edging towards that halftime break now. And they switch over. Marzis is forward, clears, but that'll be the halftime whistle here in this round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match. Katie, 1-0. Not a pretty game, but nevertheless still, they're not out of it, George Cross.
No, absolutely not. Labib, of course, breaking the deadlock early on, and I think that just gave Oakleigh a really confident platform. 7 minutes in, His shot takes a deflection, and as a result, Oakleigh take the lead into the break. I think they had more goals left in them, to be fair. They would look at that and they would think that they may have wasted some chances, but nevertheless, Georgie's a few things they need to recalculate and reassess, but Oakleigh very much in their control as we head to the halftime break. We'll be back on the other side of that after this short break.
Well, Georgie fans, it's a tough 45 minutes there. Our boys have really shown grit in the first 45 minutes, making sure that Oakleigh don't push on. Had a half a chance there from Sanjello. We just couldn't put it in the back of the net. I want to thank our matchday sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. Visit Malta, the world-class football facilities. To crystal clear waters. Malta, the perfect destination for sport, culture, and relaxation. Visit Malta. Georgie fans, we've got a big 45 minutes coming up. We've got to make sure we get Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match between George Cross and the visiting Oakleigh Cannons, coming to you live at City Vista Decker Park. My name is Alex Sivkorowski, and joining me is Katie Lambeski. Katie, 45 minutes done. George Cross down by a goal, but they haven't been out of the game as such. They've done defensively quite well, but just in their final third is where they've been let down.
Yeah, indeed. They just haven't had the ability to get on the front foot consistent enough, and just whenever they have been able to, Oakleigh are able to sweep up pretty well. So defensively, I guess winners on every line for Oakleigh. I think you have to say through defence, midfield, through to attack. They just look more balanced. They look more steady, more contributors, which I think is limiting Georgie's somewhat. They, particularly through midfield, you called it. It's ultimately 3v2 scenarios every time that's favouring Oakleigh. So they're just able to propel, and this, I think, how compact that they look as well. Geordies haven't found an answer. As hard as they've battled defensively, they just haven't had the answers to the Oakleigh question. So we'll see what the effective halftime talk has had from both of these coaches, but Oakleigh are in the driver's seat here and now.
Well, no changes from either side from how they ended the half. It's Georgie's on the front foot early. They need that goal. If they can get that early goal, definitely puts the pressure back on Oakleigh. But it's easier said than done. This Oakleigh side, as we said, are on a 13-game win streak. And that all started when they faced George Cross all the way back in round 6 in the league. So it's a big 45 minutes coming up for George Cross, Katie.
And as far as we can tell, Eric Vassiliadis is still happy with the 11. He has chosen no real changes to speak of yet by either team, but again, that's a story in and of itself. He's backing in his side to rectify the issues in the first half. They just need a bit more energy, more speed on the ball, more energy. We spoke about how kind of flat that they were off the air, and it's telling, isn't it? So what can they do here?
Chance now for Georgies, goes down. Ross Clark has a good look at it. The crowd getting involved. Oh, looks like a clip. It's hard to see so many bodies in the box there.
Not the greatest angle, so I'll have to back in our referee, Ross Clark, there, but that's a very close call.
Well, it's 2 challenges so far, haven't gone the way of George Cross. They just need to get back into the game now. Oh, it's given away that time by Connor Hampson, Whiteley, Benardu. They've just got to get their heads back in the game now. No need to panic. Plenty of time left to go in this one. Picked up that time by Giorgio. And that's going to be a Oakleigh throw. Well, we know Chris Taylor doesn't do a lot of substitutions unless it's a player's injured. But, you know, do you feel like tonight is pretty much going to be the same? He'll leave it to the very late last second before he makes a sub, or do you think he'll stick with his his starting 11?
Yeah, you have to think he'll stay true to form, to be fair. But also when you have the likes of Joe Knowles, Matt Miller, particularly on the bench, Liston Diaz, I can't fault him if he goes to the bench, to be honest. I mean, just for that fresh legs, some attacking impetus late on, why not? To be fair, you got, when your squad bats deep as what Oakleigh does, you got to use that, I think. But Chris Taylor, ever the master tactician, ever the master man manager, should be said too. So, who am I to question him? We'll keep an eye on that over the next 45.
Well, it looks like George Cross will make a substitution here. Be interesting to see who they bring on and who they bring off. But it's a free kick as Trapp sends the ball down the line to his compatriot in Hampson. That's going to be a throw for George Cross.
Lock it in is the call from the Oakleigh defence, and they're doing exactly that.
That time Trapp just not getting the right angle.
and just hit it through the channel and just hoping to see if a teammate could latch onto it, but not quite there, to say the least. Just surrenders the possession right back to Georgies, and I don't think Oakleigh mind this, just the way that they're setting up behind the ball. We talked about how strong that they were in that respect. Just having the freedom to push forward, as he so often does.
Oh, almost a chance there. But you can just see the front three of Oakleigh.
Yep.
They're in line. They are in line. They're not misjointed, as you can see from George Cross at the moment. One's up, two back, or vice versa. They're in line 3, 4. They know that's okay. We're going to keep that pressure on them, as Juratovic now battling with Maker. Benadu comes back to help. Whiteley. Maker clears. Jello, hard chase, but good work that time from Brody Boyce.
And, of course, you can rely on the likes of Strong and Georgie through the middle of the park just to see that off as well. So, again, just structurally just so important. That front three knows each other's role so well. So they're not fussed. They're all in sync with what they're trying to do. That takes a lot of skill and a lot of focus and concentration. So Oakleigh is showing, I think, even in those small little things that end up being quite a factor in the way that the game is determined and the outcome is determined. So, fair play.
Good work by Jello. Dib over the top, but Loft's just not on the same page. A change by George Cross still. They've handed the sheet over to the fourth official, but can't see anyone getting ready to come on as yet, as Manos, as we said, hasn't had a lot to do in this game so far. Home fans just giving the stern as Zoutsidis. There was a knock there to James Giorgio. What do you do, Katie? If you're Eric Vasiliadis, what do you do to try to get back on equal terms in this game?
I mean, ultimately you want to look to probably reinforce your midfield, but I'm just not sure if they have that ability if the squad is ready for exactly that. I mean, Dan Cutler, striker, Yagu Mustafa also on the wings, Jordan Tucker more of a fullback, potentially a Morgan Filer, I'm not sure. Otherwise, you're probably looking at a back five or back three scenario with two wing backs. It probably allows the likes of maybe Tucker to come on and overlap and overrun. Ross Vasiliadis maybe frees him up to get forward a little bit, but then you'd have to sacrifice probably one of your attackers. So the numbers game just isn't quite adding up. The problem isn't, I don't think the problem is personnel-wise. I think it's just structure.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Giorgio needs to come off because he did go down. Medi came out. He had to come off. So, again, needs to be a little bit better here. Control. Even Eric Vasiliadis is, I'll put in PG terms, he's asking what's going on. Rightly so. I mean, we've just wasted, maybe 3-4 minutes that potentially could have played back in the game. But we're back on. So, good to see cool heads prevail as Zoutsidis switches over to the right-hand side, Whiteley. Good touch. And just a second touch let him down. As Connor Hampson looks to bring it back into play here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Benadu wants to get it going. Lofts. Just needed to attack that ball there as Maker. Oh, it's a poor ball to Zoutsidis. Again, they had Leo Marzis on the left-hand side. It's probably better to switch over to him.
Yep.
It's just been the decision-making, I feel, Katie. That just decision-making is just not there tonight as it has been in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, decision-making, execution, and maybe a bit of work rate. Maybe there's just a bit of tiredness this late on in the season. This is when it gets tough.
Jello. Can go back to Benadu. Good ball into the box. Marzi's, as quick as he is, wasn't going to make that run.
Hasn't had a lot to do this evening, has Tommy Manos. Again, such a steady force in between the sticks for Oakleigh after his move from Avondale. One of the best going around in the league, no doubt about it.
Whiteley now can go forward. Whiteley takes a deflection. He gets his first goal for George Cross. And they're back in it.
No way.
Very similar to the first goal by Labib. It took a deflection. Manos couldn't get back to his other side. And it's back on equal terms, Katie.
Against a run of play and a slice of luck, but Josh Whiteley making his own luck. He cuts the Oakleigh defence in two, and as he goes and exploits the space and launches the shot from range. He has a bit of luck on his side, but you make your own luck in this game, and Josh Whiteley take a bow. That's a bit of commentator's curse happening there, so sorry, Tommy Manos. Takes a bit of a deflection past him. He did, I think, as best as he could in that scenario, and he's fuming at his defence. Game on here at Decker Park here in Fraser Rice.
Well, they needed a goal, and Josh Whiteley gets his first goal in NPL Victoria. And that will just release a lot of the pressure on Georgies now. Can they push on is the question, Katie. It's easier said than done. But could they now get a second and stop the run from the Cannons from making it 14 in a row? Long way to go. Guest down. Finds Giorgio. Try to look for the through ball. Maker. Lovely ball out wide to Marzi's now. A little bit of spring in the step. He gets around three players. Marzi's. He goes wide. Missed his into the target. Good work by Benadu. This is a lot better from Georges. Benadu. Hampson. Just happy to see that one go over the line.
You had to do well there, did Hampson. But this has almost given Georgies a new lease on life. We know goals change games. I just can't help but think, can Oakleigh find... Maybe this is the poke in the nose that Oakleigh need to really get back on, I guess, have that cutting edge, because I think they've been content to kind of control the game, but now it might force them to take a bit more risks here. Chance in the offing.
Labib now. Got to be careful now, Georges. They worked hard to get back in this game. Zutsidis strong as ever. Cello. Dib now. They can go forward. He's just looking around. No one really in front of him. As much as he wants to go forward, no one there. Pope waiting for it, but Mars is... And Whiteley really had no choice there. And as we were saying earlier, Kate, maybe those substitutions weren't going to come on for Chris Taylor. Maybe now he might change his mind and be like, I might need to make one or two.
Potentially, but he's a man of his own convictions, isn't he, Chrissy Taylor? But again, when you have people like Matt Miller and Joe Knowles on the bench, why wouldn't he call on them? Liston Diaz as well. That is poor from Christian Siciliano. A rare mistake, a rare flub from the keeper. And this is going to just put a bit of pressure on. This is a chance for Oakleigh just to pin the ball back in their half.
Good cross in. Pope gets dragged down there. Referee allows it to play. Marzi's comes back out for Oakleigh. Good save in the end by Siciliano.
A crowd favourite here, Christian Siciliano, makes up for that botched clearance with that good save to the bottom right. Sinclair with the shot coming from midfield.
You just hear Eric Vasiliades just pointing and talking to Siciliano. Just think about it. No need to rush as Manos gets Straight down the line. Zoutsidis again. Pope. Really impressed with Pope and Dib. Benatu going back to Siciliano. Pope. Maker. Battling hard with Boyce. Dib. Oh, just needed to take a little bit of pace off that one. Was young Dib. As Trot sends it wide. Vasiliadis wins the header there. Heavy touch from Jallo, but chasing back. Guest. As you can see the changes here from George Cross finally coming in as it's a good turn here. Allows Hampson, plays it down the line to Giorgio. And Michael Zoutsidis, you can hear the groans from here. Those crown jewels just took a little bit of a beating. And on a cold winter's night in Fraser Rise, that's definitely going to, feel it.
He's a little bit worse for wear. Maker just checking in on him, and I think he gets the thumbs up from Zoutsidis.
Trying to get some air back in. So hush comes over the crowd here at City Vista Decker Park, and Zoutsidis. A couple of the players laughing as they know how it feels, and he's back on. So will be a corner here for the Cannons. George Cross waiting to make the subs. Whistle goes. Going for the near post. Oh, again, should have been cleared the first time. And we've got another break in play. The medic's been called over, but he's not allowed to come on. I'm not sure how that works.
Just these delays creeping into the game, just slowing things down a little bit. Back up on his feet as Zoutsidis has been in the wars in the last few minutes.
It'll be another corner. This time into the hot spot. Headed away, and it's going to be a free kick for Georges. And I'll make the substitutions here. Daniel Cutler and Jakub Mustafa coming off.
Substitution, George Cox coming off.
11 and 7.
Coming on number 16, Daniel Cutler.
So Jello comes off. Jakub Mustafa will come on, and also Daniel Cutler.
Second substitution, George Cross coming off. Number 11, Joshua Whiteley. Coming on number 7, Yagub Mustafa.
So the fresh legs of Yagub Mustafa. Again, his pace is absolutely electric, so you're going to look to utilise that alongside the target man or the focal point that you expect Daniel Cutler to be. So it's going to allow Marzi and Lofts as well just more ability to, again, if it works well, if Cutler is able to hold up possession, it's going to allow the playmakers around him some extra space. We'll see if they can pick that up. It's a good move by Vasiliadis.
So a little bit of pace up top as Mustafa and Cutler. Cutler definitely has an engine cleared. Labib. Guess now. Or just took a tumble. They go wide. Marzi's now. And again, it's just that decision making by Georges. Just no need for a heavy pass there. Marzi's was on. Will be a throw for Oakleigh. 27 minutes left to play in this round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match. It's Caroline Springs George Cross 1, Oakleigh Cannons 1. Dib, lovely ball. Ooh, just taking a tumble there. Play on is the call. Good work by Zoutsidis. He's so far rock solid in defence. Marzies, Trat. Maker. Ball over the top, but Bernardo's there. And we'll be happy to see that one go over the line. Goes back to Siciliano. She's got to be composed in this minute now. Headed away by Boyce. And it'll be a George Cross throw. They've just got to go for it, don't they, Katie? Now, George Cross, they can't rest on a 1-all win. They really have to go and really put the pressure back on. They got that goal. And it's a free kick.
Okay.
First time Daniel Cutler's probably really happy with that over the last couple of weeks. He's probably felt he's been hard done by. So, big moment now in the game, Katie. This is where they need someone to sprinkle a little bit of magic and try to get someone on the end of it and hopefully take the lead.
Well, we talked about the execution and how that was lacking for Georges. It's gotten a lot better. They've gotten a bit more direct, a lot more speed on the ball, and it's just forced Oakleigh to think twice. Their own transition going forward. Big moment, a set piece in a really dangerous area.
Vasiliadis now tasked with trying to get someone on the end of it. Can he find a George Cross player? Waiting for the whistle. It goes. Goes short. Dib. High ball. And really, probably a disappointing play there. You probably expected at least a chance and put the pressure on Tommy Manos there.
100%. Every set piece, every position forward at this moment is gold, you'd think. Again, execution, the name of the game. Who can hold their nerve? There's going to be big chances for both of these sides in the next half hour or so, or the next 20 minutes or so. Excuse me. Who can take that moment is the big question here. Need to pick up the intensity here, do Oakleigh.
Well, they're looking to bring on Liston Diaz, who is an absolute weapon to come off the bench. The cross comes over the top. Just slipping over the last second. Got to be careful now. And it's going to be a throw-in. Right. Liston Diaz, since coming across from Avondale this season, is 5 goals to his name, and 17 will come off. So James Giorgio will come off, and Liston Diaz will come on to add a bit of pace on the wings.
An aggressive move by Chris Taylor as well, it must be said, committing an extra man forward. Again, that midfield too, you might see George Guest stay more central.
Chance now, Diaz. Well, he stayed on his feet, but they're not out of trouble yet. Almost a mix-up there by Oakleigh, but they get out of trouble. Labib. Lovely ball now. Cross comes in. Again. Pope just sort of break now. Mustafa. Shrugs off his man. Still going now. Lofts now. Still going forward. Going wide to Mustafa, but it was a heavy ball. And still in play. Good work by Bernardo now. George is all of a sudden... And he let himself down with a pass as now Oakleigh come back the other way. Got to be careful. Diaz is on his own here at the edge of the box. Poor clearance. Good tackle again. And it will be a corner here for the Cannons.
We talked about how good Oakleigh were in possession, but also even on the transition in the first half, they looked really threatening. They haven't had that ability this half. They've upped their own tempo and upped their own speed on the ball, which is a positive sign.
Cross comes in, head of the way by Dib. There'll be another throw here for the Cannons. Almost played. Can hear the home fans trying to get their team across the line. Plenty of space here. 2 players here. And they've missed both of them. It's probably the first real mistake they've made, the back 4 by Oakleigh Cannons.
They've been resolute, haven't they? They've been quite strong. Again, that pressure can tell, and that's what I think Geordies have done this half, but it's opening up here for Diaz. He's doing well.
Pope, good work, composed. Again, it's just that final pass, but it's letting George Cross down. Pope trying to get back. Labib still going forward. Oh, it's a lovely through ball now. They're waiting for it. Good defensive work from Vasiliadis. Not out of trouble yet. Still going forward. Guest trying to get on his left foot. Can go wide to Hampson. Off the shoulder there. Good call by the referee.
Yeah, that would have been a very, very harsh call, to say the absolute least there. Yaqub Mustafa coming back on defence, doing his defensive duty. Shout out to Ross Vasiliadis as well on the far side. Just if he had not blocked that cross, that's almost a near certain goal for Adam Duratovic. It's just those little things, isn't it? Every little action counts. It's all about men and moments in this at this point. Clock ticking down.
Big moment in the game. Oh, it's shot comes in. What a save by Siciliano. He gets a round of applause by everyone at the ground. But what an effort that was. Joe Guest. That's why he's one of the top players in the league. And Siciliano's definitely making a name for himself. Another cross into the box. Cleared away. Mustafa now just got to utilise his pace. Oakleigh trying to get numbers behind the ball. Just slowing transition. Zoutsidis. Smart play by Dib. Out to Vasiliadis. He goes long. It's a poor turnover to Labib. Guest little flick over the top now. Diaz. Good work from Zoutsidis. Play on is the call. Diaz now. Cross comes in. Siciliano punches it away. Still going through his Hampson. And eventually, I don't know what the decision is, Katie. Your guess is good as mine. I don't know whether it's a foul or a throw-in, but it's going to be a substitution. Jordan Tucker will come on. Lofts will come off. So Odi Benadu advised to move to left back. Jordan Tucker will move to right back. So a slight change in defence structurally for the home side. 18 minutes left to play, Katie. Big 18 minutes coming up now.
I think just some of that kerfuffle before was just a delayed call for the ball being out of play, I think was happening there. Again, unfortunately, the referees have lost a bit of control over this one. Again, you just got to commit to the call, I think, and just try to get on it as soon as you can. But we got to give it up to Oakleigh right now. I think Diaz as well. Listen, Diaz has given this a new breath of fresh air. He's in the ball again.
Good work by Tucker. Confirming substitution, George Cross coming off number 18, Luke Loss. Coming on number 2, Jordy Tucker.
Must be said as well, Luke Loss, a great shift for the side. Did a lot of work off the ball. Unfortunately, the cutting edge that he is so often given this Geordie side this season wasn't quite there. Didn't have the chances to show exactly that, but fresh impetus is what I think the Geordies need here, so it's a good change by Vasiliadis.
Duratovic. Going forward now, Labib. Oakleigh now trying to get that second goal and hold on to the lead. Got to be careful now, George Cross. They don't turn it over. They've done well to get back into the game. Out wide, Hampson. I'll have to understand it was a foul, but listen, Jordan Tucker in the books, but listen, Diaz doing his best Harry Kane impersonation there.
He's looked lively, hasn't he? He continues to look lively as a real threat to this Geordies defence here. There's Liston Diaz. They got to mix it up maybe a little bit and even throw Joe Knowles in the mix, I think. Far be it for us to call on subs to Chris Taylor, but again, I just think his directness and his shooting ability, particularly from long range, might prove a challenge for Geordies, but we'll see. Guess to deliver this.
Good ball into the box. Headed away by Tucker. Sinclair can go wide. Back to Diaz. It took a deflection. Siciliano gets it under control. It's big games for both these sides next week. For George Cross, they're away to Dinamore. Oakleigh have Avondale at home. Oakleigh on a bit of a tight run. After that, they have Hume away and then South Melbourne at home. So it's a big couple of weeks for the Cannons. While George Cross have Dinamore away, Melbourne City at home, and Heidelberg away. So hard draw for Oakleigh Cannons. But if a side is ever going to do something, it's going to be the Cannons.
That's exactly right. I wonder, but this makes his next 15 minutes even so crucial. They have to get this done to get a full game clear, to have that breathing room when they take on those contenders, when they take on Avondale next week, when they take on Hume, when they take on South. So blockbusters galore coming up in the Senol NPLM Victoria. Will be right here on YouTube as well.
It's going to be a George Cross ball. Can they find that? That's something special. Just that extra play that can get him into the box and maybe a chance at goal. It's going to be Jack Pope to bring it in. Can Georges cause a big upset here? Well, Oakleigh gets it into the box. It's brought down. It's cleared. Dib. Pope flicks it on, but needed to get it more square as Manos gets us back underway. Dib, good work there. Pope just stood his ground. Maker. Oh. Hard chase here now. Duratovic back out to Sinclair. They go wide. They're really spreading the field here now. The Cannons. Labib. Not sure if that was a scoop or a shot or a cross, but either way. And they've won it back.
Proving themselves ever so hard to beat, especially on their home deck. Geordies, even when they look out of it, even when they look like they're struggling for periods of time in the game, they find a way. Fascinating stuff, but they're going to only play into Oakleigh's hands with turnovers like that. Trying to get the bib forward there, tries to break free, but just too much.
Well, we've got one pointing to the goal kick, one pointing to the corner. And it's been changed now, so... Look, we'll try our best to call the game as best as we can.
And Eric Vassiliadis is fuming at that call. Again, just delayed the game once again. It just alters the flow of things. Unfortunately, got to make a call as you see it. Not the easiest task, as we know, refereeing, but again, it matters so much, and when especially it's in close quarters like this.
It's flicked on again. It's just need to take the control of the ball here. Play on is the call. Oh. And looks like Dibby's taken one to the face. So it's going to be interesting call what happens here. How does Ross Clark call this one? Good to see Dibby's back on his feet. It's going to be a throw for Oakleigh. Heading down into the final 10 minutes here. Good work by Tucker now. Cutler. Mustafa making a run wide. Oh, it's a lovely ball in. Just getting in the way was Tratt. They've got to be careful now.
Lovely.
Diaz. Shouts of handball. Very hard to see from this angle. Tucker's got to be careful. He's on a yellow. Labib. So it gets around. Smart play by Labib, but Zoutsidis is that wall that George Cross needed. Just got to get out of trouble here. Little chip over the top. Tratt again. Hampson.
And that handball decision, very, very close. Maker on the turn there. Would have been very harsh to give it in my estimation, but Oakleigh players nevertheless adamant. Ross Clark having none of it though, around in the middle, and fair enough. As the rain sneaks further into this game. Freezing conditions here in Caroline Springs.
So it's a free kick here for the Cannons. Well, it's a free kick or a throw. It's going to be a... Okay, it's going to be a free kick. It was walking to the line, but we get there in the end, ladies and gentlemen, as long as we get to the destination. As the cross comes in, looking for the back post here. Headed down, straight to Siciliano. And Georgie's breathed a sigh of relief. Marzi's has been quiet in his second half. But don't count him out. Needs a bit of help. And it's going to be a... Home fans just getting a little bit rowdy. They're going to look to go long here.
He's been well held tonight, hasn't he, Marzi, by Ford, and as well as Boyce on that left side. Again, they've been well attuned to the danger and the skill, particularly of Marzi, and the threat he's posed for the Georgies this season, and been absolute class this season, as we know. 10 goals to his name. Long throw to come.
Power just not getting the distance he wanted. Dib, lovely touch. Gets it out wide. Mustafa, lovely work there. Gets it under control for your beautiful first touch. Mustafa now crosses it into the hot spot. Manos. He rose high, despite being not the biggest keeper in the league. Now Oakleigh going forward. Guess with a bit of space. They go wide. Good running here. Poor ball that time from Hampson. Marzi's starting to go into action now. Just not sure what to do here. Kazi's good running now. He's got 4 white shirts to go. And he just ran out of legs in the end. As the Cannons look to come back the other way. They go over the top. Got to be careful. Zoutsidis needs to clear. Just heads it to the line. An offside call there by the assistant referee.
The more you think about it, I have a feeling this a draw is a fair result, I think, on the basis of this. And the way he's able to recuperate or reassess at half-time, I think, has been really telling. Again, nothing too structurally, I think, needed to change, but just more the output needed to. Case in point there, poor turnover. Oakleigh through on goal, potentially through Djuratovic.
Djuratovic now. And solid defensive work again by Zoutsidis. 7th corner of the game, Katie, for the Cannons.
They're piling on. Again, all hands on deck for this one, you'd think. We know how important a win for Oakleigh would be here in terms of the title race.
Cross comes in, look, headed away. Diaz around his marker, finds Guest. Cross comes in, Mustafa. Oh, he's giving it away now. Chance for Hampson. Cross comes in. Or Siciliano. Maker clears. Cutler's just got to hold it up here. Desperate defending here by Georgies. Siciliano will allow that one to go over the line. Five minutes left to go, Katie. All or nothing now.
You still get the sense that neither of these sides will be happy with the draw either. It doesn't do a whole lot for them considering the result. Again, every contest on its merits. Every ball must be played on its merits here.
Labib.
Done well tonight, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Oh, yes, just took a heavy touch. Tutsides. As strong as an ox. He's defended like his life has depended on it. Oakleigh again. Cannons sending numbers forward. 4 minutes left to go plus stoppage time. Good dummy there by Hampson. And it's a late call. That's the foul given away by Maker.
No sign of any real change or movement here from Oakleigh. A very good position for a free kick here, considering how good Guest is at delivering this on an absolute dime. They'll rely on that here.
Guest, good ball. And again, a mix-up between the Oakleigh forwards. And it will be a goal kick. Home fans just going through their catalogue of yesteryear songs. And Siciliano, Marzi's has kept it in, but straight to the Cannons. Oh. Good work by now. Can go wide to Mustafa, can really spread the field. He's got to put on these jets. Marzi's overlapping run. Leo Marzi as he gets around, squares on the edge of the box. Mustafa! Shouts of handball there. Play on is the call. It's Dib. He can't keep it down. Would have been close, Katie. Would have been close.
Close decision, but I feel like Ross Clark came up with the right one there. Deary me, another flashpoint in this game. Every call matters so much here.
Siciliano clears. Trapp wins the header. Pope. It's a chance now. All Marzi's just touched the back of his heel. It felt like if he... Tucker, good tackle despite being on a yellow. Dibby now coming forward. Oh, Dib just showed too much of it. And again, it's that decision making. He had Otman Benadu on the wing there. 2 minutes left to go here at City Vista Deca Park in his round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match. It's going down to the very wire.
Well done.
Tucker. Oh, a good stretch from Mustafa now. He's got to break the lines. Oh, just showed too much of the ball, but players are slipping. Got to be careful now. Labib. Zdratovic took a tumble. Oh, it's a smart play by Benadu now. They need to get numbers forward. Benadu
through the middle.
Cutler in the middle. Smart play there. Hampson with a big challenge. And the referee's going to call it back. Surely he's got to get a card here, Hampson. And he does.
Slice of cheese shown there by Ross Clark, and he allowed that to play to unfold naturally, so it's a good advantage call. Jay just expanded the field of play, haven't they now, Georgies? Plenty of space opening up in between the lines. There's some tired legs out there. We are down to our last 30 seconds of normal time.
It's deep now. Gets it into the box. Headed away by Trapp. Tucker battling. Pope. Dip. Out wide. By cut. Spinning around. No foul given. Play on is the call now. Zoutsidis cuts that one off. Going wide to Pope. Out wide again. Good work. Be 4 minutes of that a time. Marty's now. Can he? Smart play by the Cannons defence as Manos clears. Zoutsidis heads it away. Bernardo now with some open space. Oakleigh just trying to get some numbers behind the ball. It falls for Marzies. He's onside, but it just skids off the pitch there. We've played a minute out of this. 4 minutes of that a time here. And it's going to be Jonathan Alvarez to come on. Zoutsidis wins it. Pope. Good call there. Pope has really been instrumental. And Leo Marzies will come off. He's battled hard, Leo. Ball over the top. Headed back by Diaz. Guest. Good work by Dib. Out wide. Bernardo now. Alvarez. Probably should have attacked the ball there. Labib now going forward. Maker. Happy to just header it. Again, just need to get control of the ball here. Tucker. Lovely ball down. Mustafa now. He's got to be careful. Oh, Mustafa, it still might work out. Cutler. And Manos gets out. Good work by Tommy Manos. Zoutsidis again. Bernardo. We've played 2 minutes out of the 4. Play on his call. Pope. Just got to go forward now. Oh, and eventually we'll get called back.
Georgie's coming home, the stronger of the two sides, it must be said.
Confirming that substitution from George Cross, number 10 off Leo Marzes, coming on number 19, Jonathan Leveris.
Confirmation of that change from our ground announcer, Leo Marzi. A frustrating night for him. I thought he was good in patches, just didn't quite have the impact he would have liked. Fair play to him, he did a lot of work off the ball, but couldn't quite break the game open like that. I think that Georgies so often rely upon him to do so. Massive set piece to come. It'll go long.
Gets it into the box. It's headed away by the Cannons. Guess. Got to be careful not to turn it over. Oh, and they've given away a free kick. With 1 minute left to go in this round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match. Oakleigh might roll the dice here. Ross Clark has a look at his clock. Has a second look again. Good work by Tucker. Pope out wide. Bernardo. Oh, it's not what he wanted there, but Pope again. Maker just has to send it wide. He finds Mustafa. They've got to go now. Can't give it away. Deep goes wide. Bernardo, can he find a cross? The cross comes in. It's out the back. High ball. Not cleared. It falls. Tucker just got it stuck underneath his foot. Still can't get it out. You feel like this is the last chance here. Good defensive work that time. Ross Clark has stopped the clock.
We're at the mercy of his whistle now.
Looks like Hampson's taken one to the crown jewels. He's gone down for the count. We've reached 5 minutes so far out of the 4 that was required. You feel like after this play, it's Pope who has the ball. Can Georgie sneak a late one here? A drama field finish here at City Vista Decker Park. Pope, he gets it into the box. It's headed down, a swing and a miss. And that'll be it. The full-time whistle sounds, and it's round 19 Senol NPL Victoria match between Caroline Springs George Cross 1, the Oakleigh Cannons 1. And Katie, in the end, it was a game of 2 halves. The first half was all Oakleigh Cannons, the second half was all George Cross.
Really was, and that's succinctly put. I think ultimately Oakleigh can look at this game and think they left goals out on the field in that first half. I thought they were the much better team in terms of the control of where the game was played. Their intensity was on point. Their structurally was on point. Ultimately, Geordies, when they put more speed on the ball and when they came out and executed more and were able just to, I guess, play the ball on its merits, they just looked like they were more re-energized and refocused for that second half. The question would be, the challenge for them would be for next week to bring that same intensity in that second 45 they did to the first. So I think on the basis of this, a draw is a fair result. Both of these sides will be kicking themselves that maybe they couldn't walk away with more, but that doesn't do a whole lot for either of them either, to be fair. A point does not do much justice for either. So we will see. The challenges only get bigger from here on out. But it's been a fascinating 90 minutes or so. We needed an energized second half, and we certainly got that here tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. On behalf of everyone here, myself, Alex Sivkorowski, Katie Lembiski, have a great evening. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.